Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about water marbling. And I guess I just wanted to start off by saying that water marbling is a pain in the butt. Like I hated water marbling when I first started nail art. It was like just one of those things that it takes a lot of practice and a lot of time to get right, and it's so frustrating because you see all these other nail artists doing these really cool like flower designs and you're like, why doesn't mine come out like that? Why doesn't it look like that? And I'm just like, oh, I'd feel so bad. There would be times where I would spend all day trying to do one water marbling design and it still wouldn't come out right, and I would be so upset, and eventually I just get so frustrated and give up. So yeah, I hope that this can help you guys out a little bit. And mostly in the video, I filmed it the day before, so I kind of forgot what I filmed. But when I edit it, hopefully all of this will make sense. So mostly I just wanted to show you guys using two different types of waters, because I know there's like a huge speculation as to what type of water should I use. Does that make a difference? Does it matter if it's filtered or regular tap water? And honestly, I don't find that there's a difference. I think it's exactly the same thing. I use whatever I can get fastest. So if I just so happen to have a water bottle sitting around, then I'll use a water bottle. If not, I'll just go to the faucet and get some water. I think the most important thing is temperature. It should always, or well, it should at least try to be room temperature. So what I like to do is, if I know I'm going to water marble, then I'll set out my glass with the water like at least an hour or two before, or sometimes I'll even leave it like the night before, or sometimes there's just water that I have sitting there for days, and I know that's definitely room temperature at that point. So then that's the water that I'll use. I don't I don't have a preference as to whether it's tap or not tap. So I guess it just really doesn't matter. I think the most important thing is definitely temperature, because you don't want water that's too cold, because or else your polish won't spread, and you don't want water that's too hot, because I don't even know what it does when it's too hot. I just know that it shouldn't be hot. And yeah, you want that nice balance in between. The only thing I do, right now where I live, it's 0 degrees outside, so definitely if it's super cold where you are, turn the heat on. Don't leave your cup of water in like the freezing cold room that you're in. So, just try to keep it a little decent. The thing that I definitely would suggest for beginners is the glass size or the cup size that you're using. For instance, you don't want a container that's too large and too wide, because what's going to happen is that the outer rings of your bullseye, they're just not going to spread all the way through. And then it's just going to be like when you go in to do your water marble, your bullseye is just going to be dragging all over the container. And so if you're a beginner, I would definitely suggest using a smaller rounder thing, whatever that you have, just because the drying time is slower if you use a smaller container, and it'll be a lot easier for it to spread, because just think about it. If you have something smaller, it only has to spread out a certain amount. If you have something bigger, then it has to spread out a lot more, and that can be a pain in the butt sometimes. So definitely go smaller. Just keep a positive mind, be patient, be as patient as patience can get, I'm a very impatient person, so I learned the hard way that I had to be patient for water marbling, unfortunately. So hopefully some of my tips can help out. I also show you Mini Manny Moods liquid latex tape in the video. That's what I use to clean up my excess mess. And yeah, I really hope that this can be helpful to some of you out there. And if you guys liked it, please give me a thumbs up. If there's anything, like any other tips that you guys might have that you want to share with me, please comment them down below. And yeah, let's get into it. So here I have two glasses. This one here has room temperature filtered water, and this one here has room temperature tap water. The tool for water marbling is just a pencil. As you can see, it's just a regular pencil, nothing fancy, and I Gorilla Glued a needle into the eraser part. So you really don't need to go all out as to buying a water marbling tool. A lot of people also use toothpicks. I don't particularly like using a toothpick because I feel like the end is too thick. The needle is just really nice and pointy. You could keep it nice and sharp. Just have some Sinful color polishes that are really like old and gross now. And I'm just gonna try to water marble with these so you guys can see how it goes. If I go ahead and take a drop into my filtered water. And okay, just be patient, just wait, and kind of like if it's taking too long, I just kind of let it touch the water. And as you can see, it's starting to spread, but it is taking a little while because it is an older polish. Another thing that if it's kind of not spreading too much, what I like to do is rotate the glass slowly just so it can spread out more. So now I'm going to go in with the blue and just twist it so it can spread out a bit more. You just want to keep doing that to create your bullseye. And just twisting and twisting and turning it. And I accidentally got another gloop there, but that's okay. Once you create your design, you won't even be able to tell. And if you can see, once I move the glass, you can kind of see how it wrinkles right there. That means that outer layer is drying. So we do not want to drag inwards from that outer layer. So I'm just going to go ahead and just put one more drop just to kind of show you guys. And as you can see how it's more dry there, so when I drag from that outer layer, it's sticking to my needle and I can't drag all the way in. So instead, what you want to do is drag from at least 2 to 3 layers in. So I'm going to start from this layer here just because it's not as dry and you want to drag it in. And obviously I'm not going to do like a crazy design for you guys right now because I'm just showing you, but as you can see, I kind of got my little guy going on in there. And you just dip your finger and voila. Another thing I like to do is every time after at least 2 to 3 drags, you're going to get the polish accumulating at the tip. So, you know, just always keep a paper towel on your surface and just clean it up. And now here is the tap water, and I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing. Just so you guys can see that there's not much of a difference. So just touch the water if it's taking too long to drop, and you can see it spreads nicely. Rotate your cup to help it spread out a little bit. And these colors are like super light in the water. So I don't know if you guys can see it that well. But that's another thing to keep in mind. Even if you have a dark color, dropping it into the water will sheer it out a little bit. So it definitely will not be the same opacity as it is if you were not water marbling it. But as you can see, this is just room temperature water and it's spreading the same exact way. So if you don't want to use filter water, that's fine. It's gonna work the same way. I don't know why people have speculations as to which type of water you should use, but it's all pretty much the same to me. It's just whichever one's closer. So here I'm just gonna show a little dragging there, and bam, you could just stick your finger right in and there you go. There's another design. Indie polishes that I wanted to share with you guys that I love to water marble with are colorsbyllarowe. I mean, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. And then I have an enchanted polish here. Enchanted polishes are actually really good to water marble with. Other indie polishes like that don't water marble as great, so I'm going to show you what I mean, because mostly a lot of indie polishes are thicker in their consistency, and they're just a little thicker and a little more gloppier than a normal store polish would be, but you can still get them to work for you. My largest tip is always to just rotate the cup and get it as far as you can. The one problem that I always seem to have with indie polishes is that I get one ring and then it like dries too fast, and by the time I go and I put the other circles, they don't spread as much. But you can still work with them, but as you can see, it's already starting to dry, so you know you gotta work a little faster. So you can really get anything to work for you. Another thing that I have seen people do is take their toothpick and kind of like touch it to the water and get it to like stick to the cup, and I just think that's too crazy. I wouldn't do that because I always get scared that I'm not going to be able to, that I'm just going to mess up my whole design basically, so I just don't do that. So I don't recommend it, but either way you can get something super small and maybe cute out of that. So now I'm going to show you an actual water marbling, and I'm going to be using these ChiChi Cosmetics polishes. These are from the 9 to 5 collection. They don't have a name on it, so I don't know what they're called. Yeah, but I have been going crazy over these polishes, and I've never water marbled with them before, so you guys will be the first to see how they work. What I'm gonna do before I start water marbling and before I dip my finger in, just to show you guys, I'm going to go around my cuticle with Mess No More liquid tape by Mini Manny Moo. And I'm just going to take this tape thing and just put it all over the front side of my finger here. And I'm going to turn my finger around and get it in there too. Yeah, let's get started. So I'm going to start with a drop of this color here. This is like, I guess it's like mauve. I'm really bad at explaining colors, so this looks like a mauve. I don't know. And I'm just going to put a drop in there. Or rotate my cup. And this is just the cup with the the filtered water just because it's my gunky cup. I don't want to use my other cup that's clean. Gonna go in with the silver color, and after every drop I'm just gonna be slowly rotating my cup just to help them spread out a little bit. Spreading too bad, but as you can see, that outer layer just really started drying up pretty fast. I won't be able to get in a lot of dots, it looks like, but I'm just gonna go with it. I'm just gonna add one more of these, and there we go. So I'm going to go in with my needle, and I think I'm gonna start from this ring here and bring it in, then go from the other side from that, so that's 1, 2, from the third ring in, drag it into the middle, and I'm just going to keep doing that throughout the design just to get those little petal-like things, whatever you want to call them. And I really don't know, I mean, and I'm just gonna, I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. That looks pretty decent, right? Yeah, there we go. Now I'm just gonna dip my finger in. I'm gonna place my finger parallel to the water. So I'm gonna bend it like that, parallel to the water. I'm gonna aim it right over the part of the design that I like. Put my finger in, and then dip it and straighten it out. Now carefully I'm going to blow on the water just to help it dry a little bit and clean up the excess. Carefully, you want to pull away from your finger. And cleaning up the excess is just so that when you pull your finger out, you don't ruin your nail design. And I'm just gonna go ahead and slowly take it out, and bam. And when I have a little bubble like that sort of at the corner, you see I just kind of like just leave it be. I don't know, I'm just gonna leave it be, and when I put top coat, pray that it goes away. So now with the tape, I'm just gonna sort of lift it up a little bit just to peel it off. And as you can see, it just peels right off like a snake. When you get to that part, remember, you want to pull down. You don't want to pull like over and then like mess up your design. So just pull it down and away from your nail. And there we go. That looks pretty legit, actually. Okay, so now I'm just going to clean it up. And to clean up my cuticles, I'm going to be using my purple JoliePolish cleanup brush. As you can see, it's all old and beat up now. I need new ones. But this one is my absolute favorite. And I'm just going to dip it into some nail polish remover and clean up my edges real quick. I'm just going to do it like this so you guys can get a closer look at how I'm cleaning up. in with some top coat. And my favorite top coat to this day is such Veet. I really hope that this was helpful. I'll see you guys in a bit. That was it for my water marbling tutorial. I don't even know if that's considered a tutorial. My water marble helping slash 101 slash tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. It was so fun to do this for you, and I really hope to see you soon. Okay, bye.